Yo, what up? What up? Um, hey, cool. Everything should be working. Let me double, triple check. I think so. Guess we will find out. Okay, sure. It looks like everything's working. We shall see. Okay. What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining me on this dreary Sunday morning. Um, I appreciate all of you that are coming in. Um, and I am ready to rock and roll. I did not think we were getting another chapter this soon, but here we are. Um, so I'm excited. Um, I plan on doing a not a live stream, like a YouTube short or a TikTok of the stuff that I got for Christmas because there's a lot of One Piece stuff. Um, and excuse me. Um, I plan on showing you guys some cool stuff, and then I am going to be starting my long form video on how Emu came to be. So it's going down. Um, so be ready for that. But anyway, let's jump into this chapter. We have chapter 1135, Camaraderie Cups. And we see Otama absolutely kick the shit out of Hold'em. Right in his face. It says Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 21. And it says, I'm stronger than I was before. So, I mean, she doing work. Appreciate that. I just want to know where this cover story is going. It feels like it's taking forever to go somewhere. Excuse me. Yeah. Right into the chapter. So we see Bonnie and Chopper reading like the books, and it says the letters are huge. And Chopper says it's hard to make out. And then in the corner it says the giant's well of wisdom. So very interesting. And it says Bebelot is this library's master. I said, Hoot. It says they say he's been here for hundreds of years. All we can say for sure about this owl is he gigantifies any book that enters his territory. Hmm. Very interesting. So that's why when they walk through with a normal size book, it went big. Hmm. I wonder, does he have like a devil fruit or something? I mean, like I just I don't know how he would only in that library gigantify just the books. Very interesting. I want to know if he has a devil fruit. It seems like a very interesting thing to have this, several 100-year-old owl that can do that. It very much is giving me like the library in Avatar with what was his name? I forget what the owl's name was. But yeah, like he was defending the library and looking at whether or not like people were going to be using the knowledge in the library for evil, and if you did, he would attack. So very interesting. It says news coups don't come to Elbaf since it's not part of the world government, but sometimes The fisherman brings some tiny papers back here so we can read them. It says he must have eaten the rear fruit and became a nurturing owl. To think even inorganic things can grow with his power. That's a perfect ability for a kingdom of giants. The rear fruit. I don't know. Well, very interesting. The fact that Lilith even knew what fruit it would. Became a nurturing owl. Very interesting. I'll have to wait for the official translation for that to see what that actually, comes of. And Saul looks at Robin and says, feeling nostalgic? Says, yeah. And Chopper says, I hope they have medical books here. And Robin says, I know we had a few, but most of it was archaeological and historical works. We got some medical books native to Elbaf, too. And Chopper says, wow, I can't wait to read them. Although those books were always large, so they can't be shrunk down. He says, what? That's funny. And then outside, Luffy and the kids are flying on the swing set, going, Yahoo! And this is push harder, harder. Yeah, that's so funny. The kids are like clinging to dear life, so's Usopp, and Luffy's just having a great time. He says, this giant swing is the best. And they just have a bunch of lumps on him. It's like, we're very sorry. And can't you see that you're scaring them? Hey, I wanted to stop too. Stop just gets beat for no reason. It says, wow, it was so scary, Miss Gerd. And it says, oh, you poor thing. Hey, it's shameful for a warrior to cry. And Sanji says, back off, Luffy. These kids were raised with nothing but love and kindness. And then Sanji looks over and this kid's like, come on, is this a universal brat behavior now? It's just like burying your face in a woman's boobs. That's crazy. It's a universal brat experience. Funny. Luffy says, this is a bit of a letdown, Usopp. And Usopp said, yeah, but it's not like a peaceful Elbaf is a bad thing. And then all of a sudden it says, there you are, Straw Hat. And he says, yeah, so much for peaceful. You're wide open. And he swings it, and Luffy just knocks it away. And then he goes, what? And he jumps up and he says, gear third, elephant gun. And literally just knocks it right out of his hand and says, wah. And says, don't overdo it, you dummy. It didn't even hit him. That's not the point. You're gonna be in trouble. Bro, this is insane behavior from Luffy, first off, because this kid literally swung at him, right? And then he literally smacked it back with his hand. You gear third with armament hockey. You ain't gotta do all that, dude. That's a lot. Like that's unnecessary roughness. Roughing the passer. Holy. It says Luffy says, she. It's good to know not everyone around here is spineless. And all the girls are like, that Luffy is a meanie. I hate violence. One of the kids says, that was so cool. You're an emperor, all right. He says, you're just as bad, Colin. They really got to change that translation. It's not Colin, it's Colin. I should know. I should know. It says, our resident delinquent is here. Why do you have to pull these stunts and ditch school? And he says, shut up. I hate weaklings like you. And they're like, yeah, he's such a brute. And Ripley says, Colin, don't cause a scene. But that was a solid first strike. And he says, heh, Mom Mato san made all your favorites. What? You're a mom, Ripley chan? At least teaching your son, at least you're teaching your son the old ways. It says, aren't you gonna tell him to apologize for that sneak attack? Wait a minute. Is Colin has two moms? How progressive. Um, and then Colin said, did you know my father's a human too? It says, huh? He used to be a pirate and he didn't fear anyone, not even the warriors of Elbath. And it says, wow, lingonberries, I'm so happy. Wait, what? Your dad's human? And Ripley says, my husband's much younger than me. Our marriage is more informal because of the age gap. He always said it'd be weird to make it official since he'd be the only one to ever grow old. Is he for real? Yo, this is what? Hold on. So, but Colin was the other old lady or the other lady, like at the bars kid too, right? I don't understand. I'm so confused. Yo, I love Sanji's reaction as he's literally like, "You mean it can happen?" Like he's just like, he's like, "Whoa, this guy and me. We need to talk because I need to marry Gerd." He's literally just like, "Yo, I gotta do this." Yeah, that's crazy. It says, "Whoa, even the library is awesome here. These books are huge." It says, Luffy, I want to talk with Saul a little longer. I'll meet you at the feast later. It is she. Those guys party for 3 days straight, so we'll have plenty of time. It says, I'm staying too, Chopper said. I said, got it. He says, don't worry about me either. I'm going to hang around and get my resident permit. And Bonnie says, me too. And Frankie says, ow. I also got some business around here. This entire kingdom is on an atom tree. Is on an atom tree? Like there's more than one. That's interesting. If if there's more than one atom tree, that would be something. I feel like that would be a very interesting turn of events. So, oh, oh, I have to wait on the official trans to see like the true phrasing of how he says this, but it could be interesting. And then he said, that's the same kind of wood which the sunny is made of. It says, yeah, there are a few atom trees around the world, but the age of this one is off the charts. I want to learn more about the treasure tree while we're here. And Luffy says, no worries, we'll just go on ahead. I gotta eat before I starve. I'm at my limit. And Gerd says, I've got something for you all. And says, what is it, Gerd? Oh, cool. We get all the rest of the Elbaf fits. And Brooke's like, yo, this is excellent. I look more like a warrior now, don't I? And then Frankie's like, damn right, Brooke. I'm feeling stronger already. It says, say, how come you got clothes our size? And Gerd says, I like making human clothes for fun, but that's all it is, I swear. And she's like, yeah, they're so cute. I'm glad you like them. And Robin says, they're wonderful. Thanks, Gerd. And Jimmy's like, it's surprisingly comfortable. Yo, these fits are nice, dude. Brooks is pretty cool. I love Frankie's. Frankie's is exactly what I'd expect it to be. Same with Jimbei. They both look great. They also have that skull on their belts. The one that everyone thinks is like a precursor to something. Um, and then Luffy says, all right, we'll meet you guys at the village. See you later. And it says, Quest Castle, or is it Oust Castle, near the western village. Hey, what are you twerps doing here? We guards can't let you roam free. It says, are you part of the Straw Hats cat crew? What business do you have in this country? And the one of the cloaked girl or whatever says, we're looking for the one called Loki. And it says, yeah. Loki, why would you want to see that criminal? It says, our country suffered greatly because of him. He's the king slaying. He's the king slaying fiend who killed our beloved King Harold. That's why this castle's so empty. It says, then will you tell me where he is? It says, we can't do that on the off chance he uses you to escape somehow. It says, so you won't tell me. Sorry, this was a waste of time after all. And it just says like do 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 do. And it says, huh? It says, huh? This has to be some sort of joke. Bog. It says, it hurts. Huh? What's wrong? It hurts. Ah, bog. This is what happens when you're too rude and prideful. It wasn't really asking. I wasn't really asking for. It says, ah, this time I'm ordering you to tell me what's going on. Hmm. It says Western Village, Elbaf. We've come a long way from the East Blue. Yeah, we finally made it. Hey, Straw Hats are back. We always dreamed of coming to the country of giants, the homeland of the world's greatest warriors. We've been expecting you. After all, you small folk defended our pride. You freed us after we were fooled, and you saved me from being erased. It says, all of us would like to officially welcome you to Elbaf. It says, whoa, we may be small, but they aren't looking down on us. And Luffy says, she. Here's to the great pirate Straw Hat Luffy, one of the 4 emperors, and to his crew that took down those monsters Kaido and Big Mom at Wano. It says, rah! It says, wow. It says, raise your camaraderie cups for the Straw Hat crew. And they all say, wow. And they cheers, and everyone's just partying. And it says, Boja Jaja, they're really living it up. It seems the Straw Hats have returned. And it says, huh? Aren't you that the giant that was caught at Saba on Sabaody? And it says, that's right. Call me Stazen. Like after Haruden told me we were gonna be under your umbrella. I knew it was fate that brought us together back then. It says, I'll definitely repay this debt one day. Thank you. That's very interesting. Hold on, I gotta. That's so tiny. Hold up. I gotta zoom in a little bit so I can see this. Okay, it says a refresher on Stanzen. A childhood friend of Haruden that was captured while napping and brought to be sold at the human auction house. Due to another incident, the Straw Hat crew caused a commotion that allowed him to go free. And Luffy said, I see. I'm glad what he did helped you. Or I'm glad what we did helped you. And it says, are you all having fun? Elder Ja Rule. Elder Ja Rule is here. Who's that? And then it says, Bojaja. Oh my, it looks like we have some tiny guests. That giant's built like a mountain. And it says, Mountain Beard Ja Rule, one of the giant's oldest one in the world, 408 years old. And Luffy says, hey, there's a sword in your head, Gramps. And he's like, Bo Jaja, oh, this whole thing? I'm lucky my helmet saved me, but it's going right through. What? An overwhelming impact. Very interesting. Because they have Ja Rule and Joe Rule. Because those were the village elders beforehand. So very, very interesting. Hmm. I want to know what these people are doing here because it seems to me, I don't know, just the way the demeanor and the like what is happening here that is causing this dude to be in such pain. Like who is saying this do 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 and then the bog thing? It almost seems like music, which would lean towards the theory that it's Uta. So I'm not sure. Could be very interesting on who or what this person's powers are, which could land to the Uta theory. And then I just want to see more from the other one because that'll give us more information. Dang, I just want to know. I gotta see what's going on here. But there should be a second rule, like a second one of these elders that could also be very interesting. Hmm. All right. So, not a lot happened this chapter, but I do like that we're getting a little bit more from the the two people that came. Like it wasn't like we went to the next chapter and kind of just like completely skirted. The owl thing is interesting. I really want to see the translation of what devil fruit it has. Um, the library itself is interesting. You can tell that this is where like a lot of these guys are probably going to get power ups as far as like Chopper with medicine and things like that. Lilith with probably, she's already read all this technically. So, but they all are kind of with each other. it's interesting that Luffy's just kind of like bullying these kids because they're not real warriors. Um, and the fact that he just like was so quick to try and beat the bricks off him, um, is crazy. Uh, but Colin's interesting, and I really need to see the translation for this because this is apparently his mom. When I thought the other lady was his mom. Um, so very, very interesting. I'm interested to see who the human is that Ripley married. Uh, the fact that he said, "Did you know my father's a human too? He used to be a pirate and he didn't fear anyone, not even the warriors of Elbaf." Yo, imagine, dude. Imagine that the father of Colin is Scopper Gaban. Just imagine for a second. That would be crazy. You'd be like, he used to be a pirate and he didn't fear anyone, not even the warriors of Elbaf. Like, who do you think that sounds like? I mean, it would have to be someone who's pretty strong. I mean, to not fear the warriors of Elbaf. Um, and he is very old in comparison. I mean, she's what, like 100 years old or something like that. So it's like if he was, you know, what would he be now? He would be like in his 70s. So that would be very interesting. Colin's father is Scopper. Um, and so the other thing is Robin staying back. That's pretty par for the course. Um, Chopper, Bonnie, and Lilith. That makes sense. Oh, the fact that we get this thing that there are a few atom trees around the world, um, is kind of interesting. Um, I wonder if the one for the Sunny is directly from Albath. Um, so that could be very interesting. I wonder where the other atom trees are. Um, I like the other Straw Hats fits. They look really, they look good. Yeah, they look exactly like I'd imagine them. Um, and so that's super cool. These strangers, I mean, the way that she's hurting him is very interesting. Um, I wonder what is happening to him. And then the feast and kind of like going over like how all of them have helped different sets of giants and things like that. Like, oh, Dorian Broggy, they defended our pride. You know, Oimo and Kashi, they were, you know, taken care of in Eni's lobby, and showed that they were being fooled. And then Haruden, you know, saved from being erased, and even Danzin, um, was freed in Sabaody by Rayleigh while they, you know, caused a ruckus, and they were able to get free. Super cool. The fact that Ja Rule is here, um, is very interesting. I wonder, you know, if they were like, "Oh, this is my lucky helmet." I wonder if him and Joe Rule were fighting, and that happened during their fight, and that's why he's like, "Oh, it's my lucky helmet." And maybe Joe Rule's not alive anymore because this happened, and they both dealt like, you know, death dealing blows to each other, but only one of them, um, like got hit, so to speak. So Very, very interesting. Um, it was a kind of a more on the boring side chapter, which makes sense. Like this is how every One Piece story gets set up. You know, they take their time to kind of build a story, and then they set you up for the eventual, like, hey, this is what's actually happening. So I'm interested in this. This is getting pretty good. I'd say this chapter was like a 6.5, 7-ish. Um, Little tidbits of good information, nothing major coming out of it. But super, super interesting what is going to happen here. So I can't wait to see what the official translation brings and then what the next chapter brings. But I believe we are only getting a chapter. I think it's like the second week of January or something like that. I didn't see any break week thing at the bottom. Maybe I missed it. It says end chapter 1135, an overwhelming impact. So I don't know. Maybe we're getting another one next week. Who knows? Oda just be doing whatever. Same with Shonen. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you're, coming in and watching it after the fact, please like the stream. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe already. Um, and please leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts on it. I appreciate all of that. If you're over in the TikTok live, please like the stream there. And then follow me as well. Right. Um, that is my time, and I appreciate you guys for sitting through it with me, and thank you guys so much.